All right, so in this video, we're going to be speaking about the power of the masculine leader and how to grow into the type of person who inspires submission in his woman. You know, how to become the type of guy that women want to follow, right? It's not like, oh, I don't want to do it. It's a struggle. You're forcing me to do it. Instead, you're going to be the type of person where she looks at you and goes, yes, I want to follow this sort of man, right? So we're gonna be speaking about leading her with information. You know, you're going to use your intellect, you're going to use your mind, right? I spoke about this before on other channels like TikTok and stuff. You know, lead her with your mind as much as possible. A lot of guys try to lead her with emotions, right? He tries to incite emotional energy, emotional excitement in her. He tries to make her really like him and thinks that's gonna, if she really likes him, that's gonna be the thing that makes her follow him. But really, that's not the case. She needs to feel some level of mental assurance and security. And one way to do that is by being the guy who is very in touch with information and intelligence, right? So if you want to grow into that type of man, what you want to do is work on internalizing information rather than just parroting information. So you might read something or learn something, let's say about relationships or about the principles between the masculine and feminine. And then because you just learned it on Instagram, you learned it on TikTok, you just picked it up from hearing someone else say it and it made sense to you. What you try to do is you try to copy and paste what they're saying and then you say it to your woman. And on some level, it kind of can work a little bit, but you will be found out because you haven't truly internalized what it is that you're saying, and she will feel the lack of assurance and conviction in what you're saying. So as much as you can, you want to gain intelligence and gain intellect when it comes to understanding how the masculine and feminine interact. But then you want to internalize it by understanding the purpose of it. So what is the purpose of why the man leads the relationship? What is the purpose of why a man must be hard and why a woman should embrace her softness? What is the purpose of why you're telling her to do this thing and guiding her in this way? She's much more likely to want to follow your direction and do the things that you're asking of her if you're the type of person who can get her to understand the why. What is the reason that I'm doing this? How does this benefit me? How does this benefit you? How does this benefit us? How does this help me grow? If she feels like you're just saying it, right, just because you like the sound of it or you don't really truly get it, she's going to feel that and she's going to start to question it. And then that's when it gets a little bit annoying because she will keep questioning. Now, there will be a point at first when she does question because she has to figure out, hey, does he know what he's talking about? But after that, you can be, you can trust that eventually the questions will go down. The need to always ask why will go down because she just knows, there's of course a reason because this is his pattern. This is actually what he's like. It's very important also to set up some sort of plan, right? So whether that be a plan for yourself, a plan with her, a plan for the both of you, as much as you can, try to embody that. Try to think about what makes sense, what the situation is going to look like a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. You can't really plan too far in advance because, to be honest, people always ask the question, oh, what would you want to be in 5 years from now? But that's a silly question because, to be honest, you don't know what you're going to be and what you're going to go through in 3 years that will make you, that will influence what you want in the 2 years following that. So when people say that, it doesn't actually make sense because they're not realizing that plans always get updated with more experiences that you have. But just having some level of general plan for your expectations and what you'd love to do and where you'd love to go does a lot for inspiring her to want to follow your lead, right? Because if you're going somewhere, which is what leading is, then you must be communicating what is the destination, at least on some level. And then, so for now, we'll speak more about this in future parts. But for now, the most important thing is just to work on your mentality, pouring knowledge into your head, increasing your intellect, and then using that to lead, because then you're leading her mentally rather than leading her emotionally or just physically. And then the other part of that is using the intellect that you're gaining to also set up a plan and direction, right? So using that using that intelligence that you're gaining to make the best decisions, and set up the best plan and strategy to get that which will benefit both you and your woman, right? So in the future parts, we'll talk more about this stuff and we'll go more into detail, because it's such a big topic that there's so many things that we could say, but we don't want, all the videos to be too long, right? So for now, I want you to comment down below, let Reemus know what you thought of the video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.